I'm on it. Now we're on. Okay.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for Boob Tube. And of course, it's not Boob Tube without my lovely co-hosts, Casey Carter and Desirable Bottom. And I am Kari, Platinum Pussy Anthony.
All right.
Love it.
That's that energy that I'm just like, okay, we're live.
We are live. Live.
And I'm using my new old microphone, which I like so much better because it's so much smaller.
Oh, a little dick.
Ooh.
Not the first minute.
Sorry. You
Is
started
it?
it. Wait, when you introduced yourself, the minute you introduced yourself, I thought about my special Casey at Night over the weekend, where all I kept thinking is, how many times can we say the P word?
True. Right?
So like
Did
when I heard
did somebody?
I didn't get it.
Did
I didn't
somebody?
get a count just yet, but like
Okay.
I literally flashed back to Saturday when you said your name, Kari. So thank you for that, because
no problem.
I was giddy over hearing it over and over and over again.
Hey Jason, hey Zany, hey Goat James. Thank you guys for coming back and seeing us tonight again. We are back with.
I love this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just watching a movie and I got my notification. I love that, Jason.
Nice.
Thank you.
Jason don't play. If
Jason
you go live on YouTube, he will be here.
Hey, Jason don't
Big
F around. And so, sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you, but
no.
I loved seeing that. So
I'm going to tell you what else I love. Jason responds and comments throughout the entire show. You could be completely at a loss of words and just read a Jason comment and go, okay, now we have something to talk about.
Now we can
not
talk.
that we, not that we ever have anything not to talk about. In fact, we were talking in the green room. Well, I guess it would
our
be
virtual green room. Yeah, that's it.
Our pre-show conversations, which are pretty juicy, actually. We should just start filming those. And we were just talking about how like you get older and you have these like epiphanies and these life moments where you have to like make big decisions, and that's where we were at. So yeah. All right. So Casey, you have some news for us. You get something big planned this weekend?
Oh, that part. Okay, yeah, that part. But first, I want to flash back to I did a special Casey at Night on Saturday with Angie Money, aka your neighborhood hope dealer, aka host of Pussy Talk Podcast. And it was absolutely totally fun. Angie was great, but like I was just saying a little while ago, I just really was giddy over like literally giddy over saying pussy over and over and over. And the best part,
you were talking about me?
Yes, Care. But the best part was when I brought Lorenzo on and he was talking and Angie was like, say pussy, say pussy, say pussy, pussy, pussy. He finally said it. She was like, woo! Because it was awesome. Just funny to me. It was
funny that Lorenzo caved into peer pressure. Pussy peer pressure.
Well, because you know what?
For the P.
It's funny you say that because the whole the comment I wanted him to chime in on was about men being weak to the pussy. So anywho, but anyway, so Kari was referencing my plans for the weekend, and because again, in our little virtual green room, we literally, how you doing? How was your week? How's it going? And so, I was like, I am making it through my week because this weekend I'm going to Puerto Rico. Friday is Lorenzo's birthday. Mm-hmm.
Happy
Happy
birthday! Early birthday!
to
And
you. L for
thank you.
Lorenzo,
Thank
not what you think it's for. Lorenzo.
you. And so we're going to Puerto Rico for the weekend, and I am super, super, super psyched about that. So
Have you ever been
Awesome.
or no?
I've
First
only
time?
been to Puerto Rico as a stop on a cruise, so this is
Okay.
going to be cool. Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, he's in the audience. Hey, Lorenzo, happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't gone to Puerto Rico yet. It
Same.
seems like the two times that I was supposed to go, one time was the hurricane,
Ah,
and the second time was, I forgot what happened. Something happened where they stopped the flights. Oh, Miami was about to get a hurricane, and we were flying out of Miami, so we couldn't get to Puerto Rico because we couldn't catch a flight. By the
okay,
time we would have made it to another airport, we were only going for a weekend, so we would
right,
have got there like Saturday night, and it wouldn't have been worth it. So
yeah.
weather, damn hurricanes. By the way, speaking of hurricanes, this weekend, California had some pretty wild weather with the
Yeah.
first hurricane since 1939, which hit
Crazy.
San Diego, and
That's
a
insane.
5.5 earthquake in Ojai.
Wow.
So
Cray cray.
Urban X Awards was like,
Cray
must have been tearing California up.
cray. Cray.
Yeah.
Listen, if you do not think that there is some tiny microscopic truth to us destroying our planet and our environment and creating crazy, crazy weather, come on now. Come on.
Well,
Come on.
somebody said on YouTube, hello, Whitney. Hello, Christopher. Somebody's conspiracy. I love deep diving into YouTube and finding the crazy things that people attest all this stuff to. And this one
Right?
guy said that it's the aliens that because they keep coming into to the earth, to our atmosphere, that they're creating a hole in the ozone layer. And I cried because I remember when there was like, do you remember Aquanet hairspray?
Of course.
And there
Yes.
was this big conspiracy that Aquanet was breaking down the ozone layer.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
I mean, there's probably some truth to it.
Because it was like Aquanet was like the poster child for aerosol cans.
Yes.
So,
True.
it was the thought that aerosol cans were a significant factor in putting a hole in the ozone layer. I literally, my sophomore year of college, I had a gigantic report due at the end of the year, and my report was on chlorofluorocarbons, which is the chemical or the molecule, the combo, the whatever that was the big problem with the aerosol cans. It was the chlorofluorocarbons. And it was the first time I'd ever heard the name Tipper Gore.
Okay.
It would be years later before Tipper Gore's name meant
Al
anything.
Gore.
Oh, so true.
And what was really crazy is, after being in the White House, Al Gore became the poster child for the planet, saving the planet. But back in the late 80s, it was Tipper Gore who was a part of the Save the Planet, Stop Using Aerosol campaign.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So.
I remember. So I had some Aquanet, I ain't gonna lie.
I had
used
some
to do
friends
my
who
hair.
had Aquanet.
I used to do my hair with the wave. Like, you would literally take the brush and like have it sitting right there, and then you would spray it,
Right.
and then you would blow dry it so it would stay. It was called the wave.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So, but let me tell you something even funnier. This is probably one of the very last times I ever used Aquanet. That's because my mother was so angry. But it was the dumbest hairstyle I've ever. So I decided to take a bandana and like put it in my hair, right? And I couldn't figure out what to do because my hair is like really curly. And so I just took it upside down and sprayed it with a whole can of Aqua.
Oh my god.
So I had this big mushroom. I'm gonna find the picture one day and show y'all.
Holy
Yes.
It was
Show us.
so embarrassing. Like, what was I thinking? I know they had to be cracking jokes on me at school. I know nobody told me, but I look like a straight dickhead mushroom.
Oh my
Oh.
That's hysterical.
Lorenzo say pussy. So yeah,
That's gonna
I
be the joke
remember
for the night. Okay.
it was a brand new can of Aquanet, and I mean it was only 88 cents or something like that. It
Right. It
wasn't
was
like
dirt cheap.
it was just that my
Right.
mom was like, "This is not an expense that I need to be spending every day
Right. Right.
buying you Aquanet." So she was like, "You get no more Aquanet. If you're gonna use a whole can to look like a mushroom."
Oh.
Lord help us.
So, anyways,
Anyway,
I
well,
mean, we all
Karen,
had those moments.
how was your event? We already said that. Okay, so wait, yes, we did, right?
Not on live. We said it in green room.
Okay,
No,
see, this
yeah.
is the problem
Say
with the
it.
virtual green room
Say
is
it.
I be forgetting.
So, for those of you that don't know, on Saturday, I hosted the first official Shoot and Sip NYC event in technically it's Long Island in Lynbrook, New York. And it's a selfie studio. My vision is that this would be a place where we could network while still being able to create content, kind of like the things that you can do at Exotica, but Exotica you can't really get content because it's loud. There's a lot of people there, and you can't really post that to your spicy site. So we had the event. It came out phenomenal. There's a bling bling area, so we did like the whole like money heist. We did a VIP club scene like area. Um, the other girls, I was still getting my makeup done, but we had a makeup artist there that did our makeup, so that was cool. And a bar, thanks to loyal fans. Um, and some other things, thanks to BBW Adventures. But the girls did a basketball. Two of them dressed up as Lola Bunny, and then the others wore cheerleader
Aw.
outfits. It was so cute, so cute. Well, if that's who you're following on TikTok, that's not me. My name on TikTok is Kari's Closet X, Kari with a K. But yeah, the event went really well. It was just a small group of us because a lot of people, we all went to the boat party on Friday night. And so a lot of people were still suffering from being out till 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday. So they didn't show up on Saturday, which is cool. Because the smaller the group, it was a lot easier to get more content done rather than waiting for people to get done in each space. So we were really
Yeah,
happy with the turnout.
but you have to learn to be professional and know when to party, how much to party. I mean, if this was a paying gig, they'd have been ate out. Seriously.
Well, that was one of the things that I was saying. In fact, it's so funny that you bring that up. That was one of the things that I was saying is that even if this wasn't a paid situation, obviously it was something that you paid to be a part of and you got
Right.
content, but still it's content. Like
Mm-hmm.
why wouldn't you prioritize being able to get this very unique and fun content? But furthermore, the real like eye-opening situation for me was like how many people do not take their job very like seriously. It's not very professional.
Right.
And like we went to bed, like we left at 11. As soon as we hit the dock, we got in the car, got stuck on the FDR traffic, went to the diner, grabbed some food, and then we went back to the house. Everybody was still partying 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because they were like texting, like, "Hey, what are you doing? What party are you at?" I'm at the party in my bed because I'm grown and I know I got shit to do. So definitely, definitely, if you are out of town or even if you're in town and you have like professional shoots or any shoots for that matter,
Right.
you should definitely prioritize sleep,
Mm-hmm.
True.
not getting too smashed the night before, because it's great
Mm-hmm.
to have fun, but it's great to have fun after you've worked.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because I know there are some times where I'm, say, anxious about an event, and I may not sleep well that night, but I also um, think very consciously about how much alcohol I consume, because more than anything, I don't want this to be messed up. Like, I don't mind dragging because I'm tired, but if your face is dragging, you have to do too much to it to lift it back up. And, you know, nobody wants to have to do all of that.
well, not only that, but like, have you ever been like drunk for a long period of time?
Yes.
So that's the thing I fear is like, and not only that, but like for me being in certain environments, I watch my alcohol intake because intoxicated Kari has no filter.
Ah.
My brain does not stop the mouth. So I have to be very conscious of who I'm around. And it's not that I say
Mhm.
anything bad, but I have a tendency to like think it
And
and
say it.
it comes out and I'm
Right.
like, "Oh." Like when I was at the 420 Expo and I was looking down on myself saying, "No, Kari, no, don't. Why did you say that?" Like that's how it is when I'm intoxicated. Like
Hmm.
I just don't
Yeah.
think about the things that I'm saying sometimes, and then I'm like, and
Yikes.
it's not even like I say something. It's like it's interpreted wrong. Like it just comes out raw, and some people can't handle that.
Anyway.
There's definitely no sugar.
Anyway.
I like it.
Anyways,
I like it.
you want
Wow.
some, Desiree?
I like it.
Wait, how is your week, Desiree?
Yeah,
I like the
Desiree.
honesty. I like the real truth. Um, you know, whether it's good or bad. My week was okay so far, so good. This week I watched a bit of. There was GameCon yesterday,
Hmm.
so that
Oh,
is something on YouTube you guys can check out. It was a whole 3 hours. So if you want to set aside 3 hours of gaming, it shows you like different trailers, stuff that's coming out this year, this and that. So it was pretty interesting. There's a lot of games coming out in October, so that's something we have to look forward to. And fundraising is going well for our Stand Up to Cancer charity fundraising. We're at $120, so that's exciting. I did up my goal to $1,000, and if we get 1,000, we'll do an ice bucket challenge. So I'm just putting
Ooh.
that out there.
Ooh.
If anybody wants to donate, check out my
I
Twitter
got
at
5 on
Desirable
it.
Bottom. There we go. Check out my Twitter at Desirable Bottom. A 5 will get you on the wheel too. We're doing like a giveaway wheel.
On the
So
wheel.
donations wheel back at ya. So you
5
have an entry.
on the wheel. Ooh.
I
Yeah.
got 5 on
I
it.
thank you, because
Right?
that's what's
Right?
in
I
my
was
head.
thinking of that
That's
too.
that's
Yep.
what's in my head. So
Hmm.
okay. So I guess
So
it's
yeah.
it's it's the moment where we talk about the TV shows we didn't watch, or the ones we did watch. Whatever you're.
I mostly watched YouTube, to be honest. I've been watching. So there is a real popular YouTuber calling Colleen Ballinger. She does the Miranda Sings skit where she puts like all the lipsticks like way up here,
Okay.
and so there's
Never
this
seen her content, but I'll check it out.
mm, well,
Check it out. Is it a must
the
see?
reason it's a scandal. So apparently she's a groomer and has been accused by multiple people. There's several victims that are coming out saying that she groomed them, and she's talks to minors inappropriately and has
Oh,
shared the
groomer in a bad way. Okay. I thought
yeah,
you meant
yeah.
like dog groomer or something at first.
That's
I
what
was
I'm
like, oh,
thinking too.
No.
I'm
No.
sorry. I'm
No.
sorry.
It's
Okay.
okay. And there's this other YouTuber that's really popular, Trisha Paytas. I don't know if you've ever heard of
Yes.
Trisha. Trisha's the girl that
Yep.
cried on her kitchen floor eating chicken nuggets, and yeah, she's crazy. But
She's dope.
and yeah. Anyway, so well, I don't know about dope. Maybe she might be on the dope, but anyways, no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That wasn't very nice.
Drunk
No,
Karen.
she's a plus size. She's on the cover of a lot of like lingerie packages, and she did lingerie modeling, and then she did OF. And so apparently this Colleen chick was friends with Trisha and was getting the nudes from her OF account and sharing them with underage people
Oh.
Oh,
and
that's
making
not
fun of her
cool.
body, calling her
Yeah, that's
fat
not
and
cool.
that kind of stuff. So not cool at all. But yeah, all of these allegations came out,
Shady.
and so now there's a bunch of podcasts and docu-series exposing people in her camp as well as her for her grooming and other infractions. So
Okay.
it's been
Yeah.
pretty interesting watching the deep dive, and like I like to watch different podcasts break it down because everyone has like a different perspective.
True.
I don't like to just
And
listen to one person.
we can still all get along, even if our
Mhm.
things don't agree, our
Right.
opinions don't agree. That's
Right.
right. That's right.
Exactly. It's just interesting because, I watched a man break it down, and his perspective versus a female perspective was vastly different. And I didn't really agree with him, but there were a couple of key points that I was like, maybe. But yeah, I just like to watch different things. But anyways, what have you been watching, Casey? Or rather yet, what haven't you been watching?
Okay, so I did watch some stuff. And I
Okay.
watched stuff that I said to myself, we're talking about this. Because I watch things, but I'm not always watching something that I would want to come here and talk about.
Right.
Okay.
So, which do I
What are we
start with
talking
first?
about?
Okay, so I'm going to start with this weekend was a Max weekend. So, I watched Kim versus Kanye, the divorce on, yeah, on Max. Let me just say it was quite interesting. It was very interesting. It was, yeah, it was good. And let me tell you why I thought it was good. Because when I flew to Vegas earlier this month, it's a long flight, so you got to have things to do. I watched Kris Jenner's masterclass, The Power of Branding, and while watching it, it gave a really good timeline for how and when they blew up. They, as in the Kardashians. And so the divorce program fit into that timeline and actually revealed some things I didn't quite realize. One of the things they said that totally blew my mind. I mean, because when Kim and Kanye got together, we all knew who Kim was, not simply because of Ray J, but she had started making herself known as Kim Kardashian, right? Like, all the boyfriends and the husbands and the whatever. But they said that it wasn't until she became Kanye's girlfriend that designers were willing to dress her. And I was like,
Oh,
oh, wait, hold on a second. I mean, she wasn't a scrub when they got together, but that's something that you would have never known. They
true.
said that when Kim and Kanye got together, that she went from being sort of D-list, which again, didn't think she was D-list, but she went from being D-list to front row at Paris Fashion Week.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay. So that part really blew my mind. And then they got into really deep into Kanye got issues. He got big issues. And when when Kim finally had enough, you find out that his relationship with Amber Rose was also extremely toxic. That they were together
Oh.
a very, very, very long time. I didn't realize they had been together for as long as they had, but they were together a very long time. And she was like, I had to break up with him. It was awful, awful. And so, they talked about the same way he attacked Kim when they split, he ran girlfriend Amber Rose through the trash. And it was so good. You got to watch it. I could sit here for the rest of the show and talk about that. It was only 2 episodes, but the amount of information they gave in those 2 episodes, like, okay, so Kanye apparently fought the divorce tooth and nail, fought this divorce, dragged it out, la 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 la, and like 2 seconds after the divorce was final,
he has a new girlfriend and they're pregnant.
Married. Right.
Yeah.
2 seconds. And I'm
It's not
tripping
just anybody.
I'm like,
it's
wait,
not just anybody.
Yeah, but he was busy chasing Kim, publicly chasing Kim. And when the divorce is final and you get pissy because she announces it on SNL that she was now divorced, and that obviously with all his success and him being black and la la la, the reason she divorced him was because of his personality. And like, he was in SNL studio in the audience when she made the statement, storms off like the big baby that he is. And then 2 seconds later, you're like, woohoo, I'm married.
But he married somebody that Kim had a problem with. So it's like I don't think it's his assistant, but somehow, some way she worked for him. Oh, she was part of the company that was handling like all of his brand deals and stuff.
Okay.
And Kim had issues with her from day one. Like, this was somebody that they argued about frequently.
Okay.
And because I was watching the deep dive on this, and they were talking about like how she's now getting ready to have his baby because he wants to have 9 kids. And like, anyways, so she's not just somebody. She is somebody that Kim suspected was waiting to take her place the entire time. So
have at it.
Wow.
Have
right. We'll be hearing about you in about 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Same situation.
Get that checked up. Clearly you have secured the bag.
And you're gonna soon be a hag.
Yeah.
Look what he's doing to Kim. Kim is like so stressed out. And really, a lot of his problem was when she started dating. What do they call him? Skeet Davidson.
Well, apparently that's the name Kanye gave him. But before that, there's a scene in this program where they were shooting an episode of the Kardashians, and like the room is filled with people. She's sitting on a couch in a robe, and there's people sitting near her, and he's sitting at like a little bar area where he's eating. And before you see her sitting there, you see her in a dress. Oh my god, why can't I think of the word right now? Skin tight, super skin tight dress. Latex, thank you. Latex dress. And the latex dress has like these little pearls and things hanging off of it and everything. It was really nice. It was tastefully done. It wasn't too short. It was short enough. The color was very neutral, but you weren't flat out seeing like her stuff, right?
Her bit.
Right. And so he makes the statement, I don't like people seeing you in pictures looking so sexy. And she responds, what are you talking about? You were the one who gave me the confidence to do stuff like that. And he was like, oh, I don't appreciate it. She's like, you know what? You're stressing me out. I understand you're on a journey, but everybody ain't on that journey with you. And he was like, dropped his fork and walked out the room. I'm like, big ass baby.
Pete calls him Wanye.
Exactly. Exactly.
He says he whines.
Cause oh my god, he is such a baby. So anyway, I've said enough. There's still tons to see. It is called Kim versus Kanye: The Divorce. It's 2 juicy episodes on Max.
Okay, cool. I'll talk about,
Desiree.
but I watched the first episode of Billions, the last season. What is it? Season 7 now? I
Something.
found it to be, I think it's
Wait a
season
minute.
7.
Wait a minute.
I don't. It don't even.
Pause.
Is it?
It's the
I
Is
last.
it
thought it
not?
ended,
It's the last season, so don't worry about the which.
Is it the last season?
but
I
it
don't
ended a
know, but
couple
it's the
years ago,
last.
right?
What was that?
It ended a couple years ago,
No,
right?
no. This is legit the last season.
Oh, there's a new
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
It's only 2 episodes in.
Yep. So watch it on Sundays, back to back again. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit, but I won't overshare, okay? So I found it to be very it is. It's like what's his name? Pierce? Or I think that's his name. I don't know. That the bald-headed guy.
Oh,
He took Axe's place. I think that's his name.
Axe, yeah.
I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's the bald-headed guy. He's like all, trying to like run for president.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a big deal, but nobody wants him to. Like they're like, it ain't gonna happen. Blah blah blah. You're too this and you're too that. And then Wendy like did a full 360. Like he's trying to get on her good side to like tell him what he needs to improve himself to like go for this, and she's just like, you need to do this and this, because she's very direct. Like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
like if these guys notice that too.
Mm-hmm.
She's very honest. And so they had like a meeting, this and that, but there was like a little cat and chase kind of with them too, a little bit. So it was kind of I don't know, it's like I'm not saying love interest, but maybe, I don't know, cat and mouse thing. I mean, no,
No,
maybe
no.
not.
Wendy just likes to be the aggressor. If you
Okay.
if you recall, like if you've watched all the seasons, if you recall when we met Wendy and her husband, they have a dynamic. She is a dominatrix and he would be her sub, and they used to go to a
Right.
dungeon and all of that. So it's something
Yeah, but
that
all
that
that's changed.
that aggressive nature is her personality. That directness is her personality. So the again, the show's 2 episodes in. It is Lorenzo and I were talking about this. It's a very
Okay.
fast paced conversation. I was saying to him, I watch these episodes and I feel like I don't understand what they're talking about, and so I turn the volume up thinking I can't hear it. And the truth of the matter is, and this is my interpretation, so the truth of the matter is,
Okay.
I'm like, they talk money. Like there's a conversation, a vocabulary at the billionaire level that you hear the words and you're like, I don't know what the fuck any of that means. That's what this is like.
It's like being in a chemistry class if you don't know anything about science.
Yeah.
And you're
True.
like,
True.
we're like,
What are we talking about?
biohazardous
Yeah.
chlorofluoromorphol.
Right.
And you're
Exactly.
like, what?
So from that perspective, like once I had that aha moment of, oh, that's how you talk when you have billions. Like not
Okay.
that's wealth conversation. Rich is down here somewhere. Wealth is up here. Y'all can't see my hands. Wealth
Okay.
is up here somewhere.
It's true. It's
And
true. I
they're
can see
talking
it
stuff
now.
that you're like, I don't even follow. But that being said, this season so far is good the way it was when it first came out. Like, again, I keep saying it's only 2 episodes in. The reason I say that is because the shenanigans start with the first scene of the first episode of the season. and it
Yep.
just keeps going from there. And so, like Desi said, I don't want to. I know I talked a whole lot about the Kim Kanye thing. I don't want to say anything else about this because you've got to see it. Like
See
it,
it. Yeah.
the way it unfolds, every scene there is something significant happening that will make you go, wait, hold on, I'm gonna have to watch that again. I think I missed what just happened. And so it is
I
very
didn't see
good.
the second episode, so I'm gonna rewatch that like
Yeah.
this week probably.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of sad too because I really like the like the franchise or whatever you guys want
Mm-hmm.
to call it, the series or whatever.
Right.
But I feel like in a way it's like bittersweet too that they're ending it because you don't want to keep something dragging on and on and on and on because then people won't be interested, right? So
Yeah, I think by
yeah,
bringing
it's bittersweet.
acts back, it makes it
Yeah,
possible for them to end it and for the ending to feel complete. Even if the season doesn't get any more exciting than it is right now, I think the best way to end the series is with him on the last season.
I agree. I agree very much. I hope he does come back. They're talking about it. I
He's
mean,
back. He's
Wendy
back.
had pizza with the guy at the pizza parlor. She's like, "Can you get him back? He's
He's
back."
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Anywho,
I'm
Kari.
excited. Yeah, I'm excited, man. Okay.
I'm in shock. I had no idea the billions that came back, and I'm over here like looking at my account now to be like, oh, let's
Watch
because
it.
I
Watch
took a lot
it.
of I took a lot of stuff off because I
Mm-hmm.
never watch it.
Right, right.
I barely watch Netflix and Hulu, and that's like the bulk of everything that I do watch. Like I really watch a lot of you. I should subscribe to YouTube,
You
but
should just subscribe to you.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, because I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm in this phase where I'm just really heavy into like reality or like real people
Mm-hmm.
and not fictional characters. So true crime
Yep.
documentaries, stuff like that really excites me. So, and I have been watching The Godfather of Harlem,
Mm.
of course.
Ooh.
So that's pretty good. But other than like YouTube, we watch Cheaters. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Cheaters and Mari Povich.
Mm.
You
And
are the
I was
father.
gonna say,
Father.
and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
those two shows
Epic.
go hand in hand.
Well,
Epic.
it's. Go ahead, Desi.
No, no. I was just saying epic. Yeah. Yeah. I like it too.
Yeah.
There's shows I grew up
So
on.
yes, yes. So this weekend was, like I said, a big epiphany weekend. A lot of like things came into clarity. I don't know if it's this Venus retrograde or what, but I was sitting having a long conversation with my friend, and we were talking about like how Ghost and I love watching Cheaters and Mari. You know why? It's because they have all the drama, and we're just this peaceful old couple.
Bless.
So the
Bless.
drama is like,
The excitement
we're
in your
watching
life.
somebody else's drama. Like it wasn't exciting. It's not exciting when you have drama because you'd be like, oh man,
Mm.
Right.
Mm.
I could
And we
be.
don't
But
need that.
yeah,
We don't need drama.
I
No thanks.
don't. I work really hard to provide a drama free, comfortable, safe environment for Ghost to come home to because he
Cheers.
works in Baltimore. So
Mm-hmm.
he deals with idiots and jackasses and just stupid shit all day, all night. And so the last thing I want is for him to come home and feel like he has to deal. And I'm just not an arguer. I'm a type of person, if we have an issue, let's talk about it. And my goal in that conversation is to come to some sort of resolution. Even if the resolution is that there is none and we're just going to separate. Like you go your way, I go mine. I'll keep your name out my mouth, you keep my name out your mouth, and we'll just call it a day. If that's the resolution for our situation, that's cool. But if we're having a conversation about it, it's because I need we need to resolve this and not keep up toxic shit. You know what I mean? That's how I
Big
like to deal with
facts.
things. Just pop that pimple and
Get it
move
out of there.
on.
Yeah. Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh gosh, don't even get me started. I'm so That's the bad thing about YouTube. When you fall asleep and it just keeps playing things, and it
Yeah,
goes through, like, if you're not there to turn off suggestions. So I watched this channel that was talking about plastic surgery, botched plastic surgery, and whatever. So
true.
apparently it falls into the same YouTube thing as the pimple popper. And I
Okay.
wake up and this lady had this huge cyst on her neck, and I was like, no, turn it, turn it, turn it. I don't want to see this. I can't watch that stuff. I just oof,
Mm.
oof. So
Can I tell you guys my guilty pleasure on YouTube?
go
Okay.
ahead.
I don't know how this got on my timeline, but I was just like scrolling through shorts because I love watching shorts, right? So I see this short, and it's this guy, and I forget his name, but he's a veterinarian, and there's like all these cats, and they're like insane cats, like rare, like super high, violent, scary. Like I never seen a cat like that in my life, never. I swear. So he's like holding the cats down, like he takes them out of the little kennel. Like I'm like these poor cats, right? But he's like rare, like they get all crazy. Like
He's
I
like,
don't
what?
understand.
What is he like, Desiree?
Rare, rare, get all crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Wait a minute, do it in Vietnamese.
Oh.
Uh,
I don't
that's
get it.
funny.
But it's true. So then it's not the you think the veterinarian's getting like the brunt of it, right? But oh no, it's the assistant, because he's there with the tongs. Like the veterinarian's like holding the freaking cat's mouth open, and the assistant comes with the tongs, shoves the medication in the cat's mouth, and then the cat was like, it was like a switch, like this, like, man, I flipped the switch, like, you know that Drake song, right? Flip, flip. And then all of a sudden the cat was like, meow, like the cutest cat.
They give the cat a
The
sedative.
cutest.
I mean,
Yes, I think it did. I think it was. It was some sort of medication. Somebody was like, in the comments, somebody said, that has got to be the strongest cat.
I
And then,
actually oh, go ahead.
go ahead. And then
No,
people were saying like that was animal abuse. Some people were like, "Man, this is animal abuse." Like, really? Yeah. I was like, "Y'all got to be kidding me!" Like, that's like, in my opinion, it was not, because they had to do what they had to do to keep the cat, like
mm,
make them okay, because they were just out of control. And it's like kids or whatever, adults. What do we do when we take a tantrum or get out of control? You gotta release, you gotta vent, you gotta, you know, de-stress sometimes. So it is
so
what it is.
I have a funny story from the weekend. So on Saturday, or Friday, I was going to get my nails done in Brooklyn, and I go to this place because they do eyebrows. So she dyed my eyebrows and threaded
Ooh.
them, which I've never had threading done before.
nice.
If you're gonna thread somebody's eyebrows, please give them a warning. So
Yeah,
she
because
goes
that
to thread
hurts.
them. But that's not even
Hmm.
the worst part. The worst part is she keeps trying to upsell me, right? She's like, "Oh, you should get massage. Oh, you should get a facial. Oh, you should do this, you should do that." And I was like, "Look, I'm very short of time. I have, things to get ready for, blah blah blah." So she's like, "I wanted to get the facial, but I didn't have enough time because it was a 60-minute facial." So she was like, "Oh, but you have blackheads on your nose, on your lip, and on your chin." And she's like, "I can get those." Or she was just talking about, "I'm going to do your lip, your nose, and your chin." I was like, "Okay." But then she gets the hot wax. And I'm like, "This
What are
isn't
you
what I
doing?
signed up for."
What are you
Right. And
doing?
I've got wax from like literally here all the way, like all over, like it's bare all the way to down here. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what did I just fucking sign up for? What did I pay for? Because I did not
Oh
think I was
no.
getting waxed. Then she takes the wax off. When I tell you that shit hurt so bad, I was like, Kari, The next time they try to upsell you, just say no. Just say no. So she takes the wax off, right? Then she takes the scraper because she's really doing blackhead things. So
Oh
apparently, when you
wow.
do this wax, the wax pulls out
Mhm.
blackheads, and then the scraper takes off any excess, whatever. Let me tell you, she did it right after she took the wax off. It was
Ooh.
excruciating
I was gonna say
pain.
your skin had to be raw.
Yeah.
I
Oof.
walked out of there like she threaded my eyebrows. Like, who the hell sent me through pain? So yeah, when you talk about like when you're talking about Dr. Pimple Popper, that reminded me of like when she went and it's like mega hot and it's like
Oh no.
yeah, so
I got one more show that I watched that I wanted to share, and it's it would be it's say appropriate for this moment in time, and this was also on Max. It's called The Whole Story with Anderson Cooper, and
Ooh.
I watched 2 episodes. It's a series. I watched 2 episodes. The one of
Okay.
them was called Deadly Adventure: Trip to the Titanic, and it was about the little capsule that exploded on trying to go down to the Titanic. But
the $250,000 subway ride or submarine ride.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's sad.
Literally from the very beginning of the episode, they were like, "Yeah, it was made with shit that should have never been going down that deep." So anyway, but the one I want to talk about, the episode I want to talk about is called Indicted, the case against Trump. And
Ooh.
it was very, very interesting because tomorrow is the day he turns himself in here in Atlanta. Today, Rudy
Ooh.
Giuliani and his lawyer from that time turned themselves in. And so one of the people that works in my office, he comes in to or comes down from Atlanta to get to the office, and he was talking about the fact that the police or the law enforcement has already made their presence known on the highway, and that they are basically going to shut down the city so that he can get in, do what he has to. And Giuliani paid his bond and is out. So they've already made arrangements for how much he's supposed to pay and so forth and so on. But they're like, Atlanta is going to be shut down behind this.
Damn.
But what was interesting is the fact that, like, because the thing he's indicted for here in Atlanta is regarding the 2020 vote, where he tried to get people to change the vote count and all of that. But the show was more about the papers that he took from the White House, and the fact that dude didn't accidentally take all these secret documents. He intentionally took all these documents. And it was the way they tell the story is that it started off as a
Mm.
few boxes, and it became an outrageous number of boxes, to the extent where they were in a bathroom, they were in a basement someplace, they were like literally boxes stacked in all of these areas in Mar-a-Lago. And they showed how, because the boxes were just sort of strewn everywhere, some boxes fell over, and as they naturally fell over, because they're in those banker boxes, the fold up boxes that you and you put the top on. So the boxes fell over, files fell out, and you literally see, like, standing there in a doorway, let's say, you can see the files are labeled top secret and all of these various security levels.
Classified.
Right. And
Yeah.
so there's one, I forget the terminology that they use, but there's one version, like there's top secret and secret. There's top secret and there's secret, there's classified, but there's a term for a particular type of file where apparently only 6 people or something like that are allowed to even see this particular file. And he had several of those, and some of those were just laid out on the floor for anybody
Damn.
to see. Um,
Hmm.
and they had said that once they kind of put him on notice that he had to return the papers, if he had returned the papers, we'd have been good. But no, he didn't return the papers. Not only did he not willingly return the papers, he started moving the boxes around. And then, like, let's say he'd take 10 boxes out of a room, then only 6 boxes would come back. And so then there's this question of, wait, what are you doing with the boxes? You're supposed to give them back to the government. Not only are you not giving them back to the government, now you're moving them out of wherever you have them, and you're hiding whatever it is that you have. And they have evidence of him saying, I've got proof of such and such that happened. This will clear my name, la la la. And they're like, oh, and he says, and he knows he's not supposed to have it. So they're like, okay, so you're not supposed to have this paperwork, and you won't give it back.
Sounds a little sussy baka to me.
It's funny that you mentioned that.
Ultimately been indicted is because they gave him every chance in the world to give the boxes back, and he refused. So, I looked up the thing for here in Atlanta. He's been indicted in like 4 places for like 3 different things. There's the bribery in New York. That's the case. There's the interference with the vote here in Atlanta. Miami or Florida has the indictment over the paperwork, and I believe DC is it might also have to do with the vote. It's either with the vote or the the thing with the Congress, where they stormed the Congress and got all crazy inside there.
Right?
All of those are supposed to go to trial before the 2024 election. So they're like, there is a possibility in Bizarro world that he could get elected and have been indicted and all of that. And if he were to get elected, it is clear without a shadow of a doubt he would pardon himself and everybody affiliated with anything that they've gotten in trouble for related to his presidency.
Well, I was listening to, it's funny that you brought that up, because I was listening to it's not Joe Rogan, but there's another one that they were talking about the show, and they were talking about why he has these boxes. And they said that there's 2 speculated reasons. One is that he is searching for things to use against people for the election and for other, obviously like manipulative and blackmail reasons. And then the other is he's looking for documents that pertain to himself so that he can destroy them. So they were talking about it, and they were like, if what's sad is that he's still a popular vote, even though all of these allegations aren't even allegations. Like, they have evidence to prove that all of these things happen. And it's like, this is who you want to be your president?
Yeah. But think about that, though. Think about
no respect for the law.
Think about that. People are very comfortable saying that they know he's done these things. They acknowledge that he's done these things, and they're okay. They either are okay because they tell themselves he's doing it for the people, or they say, which, like your your conservative Christians will say we're willing to dance with the devil in order to get what we want. And it's amazing because you think that these people are crazy, they're being brainwashed. Why would they follow him? They're following him because they believe the same things he believes. There's no way you would do these things if you didn't believe them. And when you look at some of these people, like if you use Mike Pence, for example, he was like a reluctant follower. He didn't like wholeheartedly follow. He
Right.
reluctantly followed because he's like, well, I'm the vice president. I gotta keep one pinky toe in the craziness if I want to stay here, you know.
Right.
But all of these other people, they didn't just drink the Kool-Aid. They helped make the Kool-Aid. And it's
It's true.
This is
I
what
like
I
it.
want to know
I like the way you put it.
before we bounce out of here. I want to know why there weren't any people in place and precautions taken to make sure he couldn't get those files out of the White House in the first place. That's the concern that I have. How does he have access to these things, and not only just access, but the capabilities of removing them from the said White House, which is supposed to be one of the most securest buildings on the face of this planet? So, apparently not so much.
And it's funny that you mentioned that part, because when they're in their talk about these boxes, one of the things that they said was like he got to Mar-a-Lago and then the boxes just started showing up, which means they didn't come when he got there. They came after he got there. And they didn't the way they tell the story, they didn't all show up at one time. It's like some showed up,
trickled in,
and then more showed up, and then
but that's
more
even worse.
showed up.
That means that somebody's still there and is sending him these files, which means now this goes from just being like this becomes a huge federal crime, because now it includes the US mail system or some sort of, because when there's committing a crime, and then there's anything you do through the mail becomes a federal crime because it includes more than one state.
Yeah. Well, they probably didn't send it via the mail. He probably had some sort of private courier that brought it to him.
But still, it's still considered mail. Like, even though it's not done through the U.S. post system, whether it's FedEx, UPS, or a private mail carrier, it doesn't matter. It's still anyways. That just pissed me off.
No, listen, I wanted to throw it out there because it is literally my current events. Like my coworker's whole point in telling me all of that was to say, I don't want to have to come to the office tomorrow. Is that okay? I was like, hell yeah, man. Stay home. Don't leave your house if you don't have to, because we have this road, and Kari, you'll appreciate this. We have this road here. It's 285. It's like the Beltway. And I know you guys have.
I've been there.
Right. So all of this is happening inside, and apparently they are shutting down parts of the various highways that connect into Atlanta just to minimize the traffic coming in.
Wow. Yeah. That's going to be insane.
Yes.
Well, I'm really sorry for your Atlanta people, but we have some dates to look forward to, and August 25th is not one of them. So, without further ado, make sure you come and see us at Exotica, New Jersey, November 3rd to the 5th in Edison, New Jersey. Ladies Free Friday. Get your tickets at EXXXOTICA.tv. And of course, December 1st through 3rd, Washington, D.C., right in my backyard. Also, September 29th to October 1st, it's the 420 Expo with special guests Cheech Marin and a whole slew of other dazed and confused actors and actresses that will be there. So make sure you get your tickets at 420expo.com and follow them on social media, the 420 Expos. We will see you guys there, especially for the setting sail March 6th to the 10th out of Miami. We're going to the Bahamas. Make sure you come on the very first Exotica cruise and scratch anything that I said before because it has not been confirmed. But in the meantime, between time, make sure you follow us on social media. I'm on Twitter as Platinum Pussy 1, Instagram as Cat Media Inc. And you can always find me on queenofbbw.com. Don't forget Casey and Desirable Bottom.
Whoop, whoop.
Don't forget us.
Check us out. Yep. Desirable Bottom everywhere. There's bottoms. Bottoms everywhere.
You get desirable bottom.
Bottoms
you
up,
get
bottoms up.
bottom.
Yes. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel right here on EXXXOTICA.tv. Click the notification bell
Like,
so you
comment,
can get
share, subscribe.
notifications.
Yep.
Yeah,
All of those.
yeah. Get
Do
the
it.
notification bell so you
Like-
can
like
get
Jason.
notifications
Do it.
like
Like
Jason,
Jason.
who was ready to watch a movie but
And
didn't want to
then-
miss his favorite girls on YouTube.
Woo woo!
And
Love it.
of course, keep it locked every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Casey, Desiree, and myself, Kari, for Boob Tube. See you guys next week.
Wait, hold on. Let me do this in
Oh,
honor of Lorenzo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the bottoms and pussy. He's a big desirable bottom hoe. That didn't come out.
All right, y'all.
Big booty hoe.
Okay. Now I'll get into the outro, Kari.
All right, guys. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.